Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'll be greatly appreciated. It's Mary Jane, and we're going to watch this video of this Instagram model telling us her story and her struggle and how important finance is, especially when you're suffering through an illness. Here we go.
Hi everybody, thank you so much for joining me on IGTV. This is my very first video. My name is Estelle, or Dawn Estelle Archer. My grandmother is Queen Estelle Archer, so I'm named after her. And this is my very first video. I wanted to answer some questions that you guys may have about a diagnosis that I received in March of 2017. So I'm gonna get right into it. I'm gonna give a little outline of kind of how things happen, so that I know that as I'm sharing it now, people are feeling like it's just happening, but it happened a while ago. So I want to start with this outline to kind of explain the steps that I've gone through already before I get into the questions. So on March 8th, 2017, I had taken some vitamin C around a guy that I was talking to, that I was in love with, and he suggested that I get a test because most girls that take vitamin C have gonorrhea. And I'm like, well, I know I don't have gonorrhea. And so he's like, maybe you should go get tested. And I hadn't got tested in a really long time. I hadn't gone to the doctor in a really long time. I had overall been healthy and hadn't had any symptoms, and he's, challenging me that I have gonorrhea, and I'm like, let me just go screenshot my test and send it to him, and everything can be fine. And I went, and that is not what happened. I can talk about it now and smile because of what God has done for me. I can't put it in any other words, and I can't say it any other way. That is literally what has happened. Over the past 2 years, I've gained strength that I never knew that I had. I've gained support that I never knew that I had. And I've been able to go from wanting to take my life to now being able to talk about this and not be emotional. So, come a really long way. But that is why I initially got tested. I'll get more into that with the questions. Then March 12th is when I found out through email at 6 a.m. Open emails. What does that say? Nope, that doesn't say that. And I refreshed and I logged back in. Yeah, I got it through email at 6 a.m. on a Sunday before I started work at Delta Airlines. Let's see, March 27th, I was introduced to my first naturopathic doctor through Queenie. And I also had, let's see, 6 appointments with her. If you don't know what a naturopathic doctor is, basically they practice homeopathic medicine and healing, holistic healing. You can do some more research on your own. Each visit was between $400 and $500. So that was very expensive. I drained my savings and I lost my gym. July 2018, huge jump. I worked on acceptance. I started to say it out loud. I had a friend call me, Ashley from Tangles and Beyond, said, you're asking God to heal you from something, but you're not accepting that you have it. You need to accept it. And she didn't know what was going on with me at the time she called me. August 2018, I had a brief stint with Western medicine. September 7th, 2018, I opened up on Instagram. My sister deleted her Instagram. She was like, if I see one ignorant comment, it's going to make me so furious. She was really against me opening up, but she's better now. Let's see, September 22nd, I met my second healer. So the naturopathic doctor, I'm going to call her my first healer. The second healer was this guy, which I'll tell you about him as well. And then October 13th, I met Amy, who introduced me to my third healer, which was Dr. Michael Levry. And that's all I'll give you as far as background right now. So 3 healers. The number 3 is going to be really important. So we'll get back into that later. But I want to go back to the questions. Sorry, I'm getting over a cold. So if I cough or anything like that, it's just sinuses. So, all right, I'm just going to go in order. I want to address, this is not a question, but the real Cheryl Hercules was so kind and wrote, "Some things are best kept are best kept secret. Yes and no. I feel like I'm a very intelligent person, and I feel like I knew what things were good and what things were bad and what things to stay away from, and I wasn't naive. But at the same time, nobody really openly talked about having HIV, and I didn't think it was possible for me. I didn't think that it was a real reality for me as a single straight female sleeping with people that I trusted. Never in a million years did I think I was going to open a test or an email and it say that. So that's why I want to bring awareness to this, is because I think that people don't realize how common it can be. And I think the people that I have shared with that don't know in advance, and they look at me and they're like, you don't even look sick. And I'm like, I'm not sick. But if people just don't make that connection anymore, and the way that things are with Tinder these days and people's children, you know, being sexual, I kind of wanted to open the conversation and kind of put my own feelings and life at risk to spread awareness so that people didn't fall victim to what I fell victim to, which is this life that I've dealt with for the past 2 years. Okay, we're not crying. My question is, how can we help you? Is there anything we as a community of followers who all love you, I love you guys too, can do for me? Shermel too. Honestly, the only burden has been finances. And I don't like to ask for help. I like to be very independent. I like to be able to do things on my own. And it's very difficult for me to ask for help. But honestly, this whole entire process has been more financially straining than anything else. And I think that, I mean, mentally, yeah, of course, but definitely it shouldn't cost, it shouldn't be a financial burden to save your life. And unfortunately, when you deal with people that do this for a living and it's their business, it can cost that much. And it can be a financial burden. And that's really the only thing that has been difficult. I've got a great support system. I guess the only other thing would be if I come to your town to come out and support me and come see me and hang out. That would be amazing too. So that's something easy. All right, let's see. XOXO Erica said, how did your previous partners react to the news of your diagnosis? Did any of them... Okay, so let's do the first one. How did your previous partners react to the news of your diagnosis? So once I opened up on... So I only told 3 people before I opened up publicly that I trusted not to go and tell everybody in the world. And then... the rest of them I opened up to once I went public on Instagram, because I'm like, it's out there now, I can reach out to them. One told me that it was not a priority for him to show me his test results. Another one never answered the phone or text messages. I reached out to some family and just said it's an urgent medical matter and didn't respond. Some, of course, said no. Some were like, I'm sorry this happened to you. Oh my God. Nobody said, oh yeah, that was me. So that's that. So if you're watching and it was you, I'm not even mad or upset or thinking every day about who did this to me, or because first of all, it's not just somebody that did this to me. I'm 50% responsible because I didn't ask for that person's test results before I slept unprotected with them. And on top of that, I wasn't responsible to make them wear protection. So I'm partially responsible. There's 50-50 here. But also at the same time, that person knows who they are. And it's not, right, this past 2 years, I've been 100% focused. And I'm thankful for this, that I haven't obsessed over who it could be, because I've been so focused on myself and healing myself and working on myself and not wanting to die every day myself. when you are completely focused on yourself and your healing and you are selfishly working on yourself, you don't have room to think or place